Hello everyone, welcome to my channel LoveGrowsTarot. I am here to do a tarot card reading for the sun sign of Cancer in the month of November. If you like these readings, please subscribe. If you want notifications of upcoming readings, please ring the bell. Comments are very welcome. I will leave any descriptions in the description box below. You can follow me on Instagram. I do a daily reading there, #LoveGrowsTarot. I do take donations. You can go to paypal.me/lovegrowstarot and leave them there, and they're very greatly appreciated, and all the money goes back into my craft. So just thank you for that. I am guided by spirit and the tarot cards. Basically, I just keep shuffling the cards until the appropriate ones present themselves. These are general readings. They're not going to resonate with absolutely everyone, and the energy and themes in these readings will also take place in the future, so please feel free to come back and review them at any time. I begin with 3 opening cards, one that represents the past, one that represents the present, and one that represents the future, just to see what kind of energies are there for you today. I finish off with the rest of the reading, and then I end with a subconscious card, what your subconscious is trying to let you know at this present time. So let's get on with this reading for the sun sign of Cancer in the month of November. So the first card that comes to us is from the Fool. It's a major arcana card, so this is a life lesson, and this is coming from the past. So the Fool is when you're courageous. The Fool is when you want a new adventure. The Fool is when you just are bold and you want to just take life by the horns and just go out there and discover it. You sort of let life take you wherever it's going to take you, and you're open to just the freedom and the possibilities of that kind of life. And this is the Fool in action. So the Fool is coming from the past. So it would mean that you had a carefree attitude, that you were willing to take risks on yourself, that nothing really tied you down. The material world wasn't surrounding you, keeping you in a box. So this energy is coming out because this is a life lesson. So something's going on right now that you need to grasp that Fool energy, or maybe a part of you had that kind of energy when you were younger, and maybe it's, like I said, the material world's caving in or boxing you in, and responsibilities and things like that just aren't giving you the freedom, and you feel confined. So that's the card that represents the past. So let's get on with this reading and see what represents the present for you, Cancer. In November, the present. Dear Spirit, what card represents the present? So we have the 6 of Pentacles. So that would be what I was talking about, because the Pentacles are your material world. It's material things, finances, just the material world in general. So that's what's going on at the present. There's a good flow happening here. The 6 is nice because it does mean that there's a flow of material goods or finances. Either you're on the receiving end or you're on the giving end. If you have been blessed and you do find yourself with wealth or increased finances, and you do have the ability to give back, that's also a nice message from this card. But yeah, so things are flowing, but like I said, once again, with the Fool being that sort of easy breezy, he just has a little satchel and is raring to go. Sometimes our material world sort of can get us, we've got responsibilities, we've got things going on, and sometimes you can't have that sort of carefree attitude. There might be others around you that work for you, and that would be like a good indication here where this person is paying out funds to other people. So those could be his employees. The other card that came up with that is the 2 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands is about expansion. I'm just going to put that there for a second. The 2 of Wands is about expansion and moving outward, and it also, in a sense, can, be a nice compliment to the Fool. The Fool does have a wand, across his shoulder. And it's about big dreams and dreaming and manifesting and getting yourself out there in a more global way. And so sometimes I think with this card too, because we're in social media and social networking is such a major part of the way that we work and the way that society works. So it also could be that you may, that longing to go out on an adventure, and you may have access to having, you can take your work with you. If you got a computer, you can take it with you, and you can go out there and do more fool-like stuff. So this is sort of a division here, I feel, torn between the two cards, right? The two lifestyles. So this is what's going on at present. This is sort of like a tug and war, perhaps, for some of you, of really, wanting to do something. And maybe the Fool energy is really sort of like in there, and it keeps coming up. It's sort of like, that's a part of you that, that you remember, or that you enjoy, and you can't really utilize that part of you. So these are the two cards for the present. I'm just going to tuck this one over here because we've got the future card coming up. So look. So we have another major arcana. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is cyclical. So it's all about cycles. How life has its ups and downs. It's also a card of good fortune. And so we have two major arcana, two life lessons cards sitting right between these two cards here. So, and like I said, this was like a tug of war kind of thing of what you're doing or what you may be desiring. So you do have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is going to bring you a nice change, and it will bring with it good fortune. You just have to decide on which lifestyle works for you. And that's why the Fool's revisiting. So there's a nice indication of, a nice future happening when you make this decision. So yeah, that's just sort of going to be your thing right now, is trying to decide between, these two cards in order to open up the energy of this card. So if you're feeling really trapped by this card and the Fool energy is coming through, and it's really sort of like making you have that tug of war with the Two of Wands, then that's something that you need to spend November really sort of figuring out. All right, let's get on with the rest of the reading. So we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is more of a negative energy. It's about somebody that really always has to be right, and always has to win at any cost. And a lot of times the cost are the people around this person. So this card really asks you to figure out who's on the receiving end of this. Are you on the receiving end, or are you on the giving end? And you need to change that. If it is somebody in your life that is trying to control you, trying to boss you around, never let you speak your peace of mind, is always confrontational, then this would be a good month to just let go of that person. Cut the cord, release the ties, and then just move on, and then just call it a day. Because it's not helping. And yeah, so let's get on with the rest of the reading. Before I was going to add something, but I'm just going to see what cards come up next before I make any more insights into what I think is going on as well with this reading. So now we have another major arcana. This time it's the Star. So we've got 3 right here in this reading already. So life lessons are coming in for you. Changes are happening. The Star is all about faith and hope, and your belief in yourself, the belief in the universe, and the connection with the divine, manifesting, all that wonderful stuff. So that's coming through for you. So that's going to be an important area for you to focus on for the month of November as well. And beside this card, I mean, this character, this person, would have a depleting effect on a person's belief in themselves. It's that bully kind of mentality. Always like putting people down and making people feel small. So the Star is all about building building that energy back up again. So you're going to need some of that for the month of November, especially if you do decide that, it's time to release this kind of person from your life, and really sort of examine about, how they're making you feel, and your esteem and your confidence, and that sort of fool energy, right? Because he's confident, he's ready to take on the world. He's a happy, daring, young person that just wants adventure and wants to live life to its fullest. Okay, so the next card is the Emperor. So the Emperor is another major arcana, so that's our fourth one. The Emperor is the father figure. And he is very strong, he is very responsible, he is very critical at times, but for one person's own good. He is represented by Aries, the sign Aries, so if that has any significance to any of you, that would be something to look for. He lays down strong foundations, so it would be the father type figure that just wants you to be your best and live your best, and wants to teach you as much as he can to make sure that when you go out there, you have the strength and the stability and the commitment to do things well, and to take care of yourself, and take care of others as well. And it could very well just be the father. So that's another lesson coming through. So if you need to rely on that kind of energy, the Emperor, to build yourself up, you've got the Star and the Emperor. So you've got a card that's a very strong energy for you. And then you've got a faith energy card here, and believing in yourself. So these two together can really repair any damage done by this kind of energy that really gets in your head and is quite negative. All right, let's move on with the rest of the reading. So we have another major arcana. So right now we've got 5 of them. That's pretty big, considering there's only 12. Oh, that's okay. So this is coming from the Lovers. The Lovers is that union between two people, where you just get each other, and you just have total respect and honor and trust for each other, and you can just be your complete authentic self with this person. It's that kind of a union. It's also the card of passion, so it's also finding a passion for something. So if it's something that you do, you're very passionate about it, and you're willing to work with it, and you're willing to put in the time to let it grow. But a lot of times, really, the Lovers is about meeting that person that really just has your best interests in mind, and just you can totally trust. And it's a very spiritual kind of energy. It's a very strong kind of energy. It also has the sun, so it's a very happy energy. All things good. So that's coming for you in November as well. So it also can represent, this person here is very not good. So if any of you are having a relationship with that kind of person, this card is just telling you that you've got to when you love yourself, you will attract the right kind of people, right? When you are doing things for others, or giving your power away, whatever it is, then you're going to start attracting the wrong person. So this again is a life lesson for you in the month of November. Perhaps you meet somebody in the month of November that has your best interest in mind, and you really have a connection to, and this time it's like a real love connection. Or perhaps it's just that, this card is telling you that you have to make better choices in who it is that you're picking, because without that, you're just going to always sort of fall into that kind of energy. All right, and the next card is another major arcana, and this one is coming from the Moon. So now we have 6 major arcana cards. So we're getting up there. This is going to be a really, really big month of life lessons for you. The Moon is cycles. It can, for some people, represent pregnancies. So the Lovers and the Moon, if it was if you had that union between somebody that you really love, then possibly pregnancy is on the horizon for you. Another aspect of this card is just facing your fears. And the fear of not finding the right person would also be another fear, and that would sort of close off the energy of attracting that right person, because then you get that, then, you create that energy and that vibration around you that pushes people. So that's something to consider. What are your fears? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of not finding somebody like the Lovers? Are you afraid of committing? Are you afraid that you're not worthy enough? Do you need more of the star energy? Do you have the strength to see this through and lose that fear, and then just allow yourself to love yourself more, building yourself up from the star, and then just attracting that right person? So these are the themes and energies that are going on for you in the month of November, Cancer. What else does Cancer need to know about in the month of November? Well, we have another major arcana. This time it's coming from Justice. Justice is served. Justice is also karma, so it's once again about making good choices. So that's one of the themes here, especially with the Lovers. But it's also good news when it comes to legal things. Legal issues that you have to deal with will sorry, I can't speak today, will come to you. So it'll be fair decisions made for you. You will shine through any of the legalities of anything that you have to go through in November. But it's also just about balance and making good choices. And that's another lesson here. Yeah, you've got a really big month of lessons here. And it's all pointing to everything here, all these lessons that are coming through to November is just allowing this energy from the Wheel of Fortune to be more of a good energy, which means the wheel will be going up, which means bringing in good fortune, bringing in a nice destiny, bringing in good opportunities and great things for you. So really take these cards to heart. Justice is play it fair. Don't do anything that's not don't try and cheat anybody. Don't try and not, take something that you don't deserve. Don't try and just be truthful. Just be honest. And like I said, if there's any legal matters, there'll be the fair decision will point to you. And then karma, just also, taking care of your karma. And taking care of karma is thinking about the choices that you make before you make them, and make sure that you've got your heart felt in it. Your heart's in it, and you've thought about it, and you think about the decisions and how they're not only going to affect you, how they're going to affect others in positive ways. So what else does Cancer need to know about in the month of November? The month of November for Cancer. The month of November. This one keeps in my hand. So we have the King of Wands. Interesting enough. So the King of Wands is the fire signs, and that would be Aries, that would be Leo, that would be Sagittarius. The court cards are people in your lives, people coming into your life, people around you that may inspire you or just leave an impression on you in general, whether that be a good impression or a bad impression. Funny enough with me, I always, it's funny because the King has his red hair, he's very fiery, and so does the person in this card. And the King is looking outward, out of this reading. So for some, it's going to be the King leaving. King may have passed through your life and now is leaving your life. If the King of Wands is connected to the Five of Swords as far as a relationship that is very dominating and very negative, then this King will be leaving. And when the King points outward like that, that means that there won't be resistance. The Justice is here. There might be a legal situation for some of you, but it's going to play out in your favor, and the person will leave. And like I said, it won't be that resistant kind of thing. It'll just sort of it may be difficult to a sense, and it may be hurtful to a sense, but it's not going to be, that stalking kind of person trying to get back into your life or not wanting to leave and being very demanding about it. All right. So then we have the Page of Cups. So that's the water signs. That's you guys, Cancer. The Page of Cups is messages. So it would be an emotional message. if it were coming through. It's also, the Page of Cups is very intuitive, so it's also about listening to your intuition. It's also about learning and learning experiences. So we got a lot of learning to do here because we have a lot of life lessons here. But it's also like starting fresh because the pages are youthful. So this would be, if it is a person coming into your life or in your life or you being inspired by it, it'd be a more youthful person. Somebody that's getting their education, their knowledge. Or it could be you starting out fresh, going into a field that's very watery, healing arts or you know, something, or design or art or music or something like that, and then sort of breaking through, just starting out and, you know, growing your knowledge and your experience and getting it together. So that's the Page of Cups for you in November. So you're either going to start something new or a message is going to come through, and it'll be a message from the heart, so that's really, really nice, especially with the Lovers here. If that's, you know, that, you know, the Lovers could be for you, for some of you, that a new connection coming in, and then the Moon is the fear, and then Justice. So the taking the next step, and then this, if the King of Wands has anything to do with the Five of Swords, then you have to cross this Moon to get to Justice, so that this person can actually leave your life without it being, you know, like I said, a very stalking or a very like crazy kind of, you know, energy that goes on. And our final card of this part of the reading is coming from Dear Spirit. We're ending off this part of the reading. What is the final card for this part of our reading for the Sun sign of Cancer in the month of November? Month of November for Cancer. Okay, I can go with this one. So it's coming from the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is when you are standing up for what you believe in, for who you are. So with this King leaving, there might be a message that carries through from the Page of Cups, and it could be something, a message from the King of Wands, not necessarily in the best way. And now you are strong. The Star has taken, you've learned your lessons from the Star. You're standing up for what you believe in, and you have the strength from the Emperor to not let yourself back down from what it is, who you are. So this is a sort of an interesting way to wrap up this reading, because it looks like when you learn the lessons from these cards, you become a very strong person, and you really sort of can hold your own. And it's no more of this. This is sort of like, this is like, oh, this started this part of the reading, and now you're ending much stronger than these two positions here. So that's a really, really good sign. And that's going into the future as well, because this energy is coming through to the future, whereas the King energy is more leaving. All right, so the final card is going to come from your subconscious. And it is another Wands. So the Wands, this is about standing up for your belief, and this is about being in a competitive field. And it's also about, you know, working around others and other people's opinions, and just sort of gathering these opinions and bouncing them off of each other, and also agreeing to disagree. Lively, competitive, my words are failing me this today, so just bear in mind. It's like, you know, it's like having talks, having like, you know, debates, and sort of like hanging in there with it, and expressing your opinions without, like, you know, like I said, you're not backing down, and you're not backing down in here. And this is what your subconscious is trying to tell you, is that you do have that ability, and you do have that strength, and it's all coming out here at the end of the reading as well, because you're finally getting hold of that. And these cards are really, the life lessons that are there to teach you that. You've got the Fool, the free spirit coming through, and then you've got, you know, the beautiful Wheel of Fortune that within these lessons, you know, will turn in your favor. But you have to take action. So in all tarot card readings, it's like you have to participate. If the cards come out and they're saying these are life lessons, these are very important for you to understand at this moment, and these are very important for you to apply to yourself at this moment, then you have to do that. You cannot just look at these cards and just go, okay, well, they're all going to take care of everything. I'm just going to absorb their energies. They take care of everything. It's like, no, you have to participate. You have to be involved. You have to be also the one. They're here to guide you. They're here to show you direction. They're here to you know, let you know what can happen in the future if you do take the right action. So anyway, so that's it for your reading for the month of November, Cancer. I hope you enjoy these readings. If you like these readings, please subscribe. If you want notifications of upcoming readings, please ring the bell. Comments are very welcome. I will leave descriptions in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram. I do a daily reading there, #LoveGrowsTarot. I do take donations, paypal.me/LoveGrowsTarot. You can leave them there, and they are greatly appreciated. They go back into my craft, which I love and I have a passion for. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's going to be it for the month of November, Cancer. Please take these cards into careful consideration, learn the lessons, and watch the changes happen. All right, take care. See you next time.